What's going on, everyone? Welcome to a live version of the Purpose-Driven Passive Profits podcast. If you are trying to figure out how to make more money from your active investments, whether they are multifamily or single family, we've got some huge takeaways for you. So today we are live on location in Arizona. Nate and I are at a real estate conference here, and we're going to share our top 3 takeaways on how to make more money from your rentals.
Hi, accredited investors. Hey, I'm so excited. We got a new deal right now. It's a 46 unit building, brick, solid brick, in the race horse capital of the world, Lexington, Kentucky. Rents on this thing, they're 15% below what the market rate is around it. I know because we own several buildings in the area. We're buying this one 15% less. To learn more, all you have to do is go to homeinvest.com or click on the description down below. Inside the description, you'll see a link down there. Remember, always consult with a tax advisor, a financial planner, or attorney before making any investment decisions. Having said all that, all you have to do is go to homeinvest.com or click on the link that you'll find down in the description down below. Thanks, God bless. Enjoy the show.
All right, Nate, let's jump into it.
Okay, so number one, let's talk a little bit about the world in which we live in. So I hate this, I have to confess, but the world that we live in right now, people are addicted to what? Their phones. They're constantly, everyone, tenants included, are staring at their phones all the time. So one of the big takeaways, and this is going to seem a little bit like a no-brainer, but it's not being implemented yet across the board. We are going to take this and implement is that all rental reminders will now be going by text message in addition to email and written notices. So we're adding text messages. When rent is due, text message goes out. When rent is late, text message goes out. So I loved it. It's being implemented by some of our peers in this space. We're adding it to our lineup right now as well.
Well, I mean, I think this is huge. I mean, back in 2002, 2003, 2004, when I had rentals, I don't know how many times I got late rental payments, even though they would pay with a fine, they would pay late and they would say, oh, I just forgot. I think what you're saying makes sense. I mean, everyone's always on their phone all the time. Sending out a text message, there are so many programs out there that you can use to send an automated text message. If you have a small portfolio of a few rental properties, you can do it through your personal number. But if you have, I would say, even more than like 10 units, you can use a simple CRM to send out a message letting them know that rent's due in 3 days, and you can send a payment link direct with it. If they're paying through an ACH payment, you can send an ACH link. It makes it super easy, and there's no excuse. So that way when their rent is actually late, you can uphold the late fee, or there's just no excuse. So that's gonna get more payments coming in. The second one that I really liked, I don't know if you guys have ever driven somewhere, you've parked somewhere you shouldn't have, and you got one of those bright orange stickers on the side of your car. Nate, has this happened to you?
The pink slip?
Yeah.
So the community that Jennifer and I live in, literally if you park out there without a parking permit, they will slap one of those on your car.
And I mean, you have to take a razor blade to peel it off, right? It's super annoying. Well, there was one of the ladies we were talking to here, she got those slips. They're not quite as sticky, but they stick to the door, and they're big and they're bright colored, and they say your rent is due. You're a day late, and nobody wants to see that. This is more for the people that own a multifamily building, because nobody wants their neighbors to know that they are late on rent. Well, the minute you put one of those on their door that they can't easily get off, that's gonna cause them to come to the office, right? So between text messaging and that, I think that should help bring your rents in on time, because the whole idea is to get all of your rents collected at the front end of the month. We were talking to the lady that told us this, and she said just by implementing those 2 strategies, she went from like a 70 to 80% collection rate to 90 plus by the 3rd day of the month every month, which I think is pretty powerful. Everybody likes to see their money come in.
Spot on.
Cool. What was the third big takeaway, Nate?
I got a third, and then there might even be a bonus one, but our friend NJ was just up on stage, and this hit me, but it's the business in 2024 and beyond. It's not just a transaction. When you go through a recessionary time and when people are scared and nervous about where to plant their hard-earned dollars, your tenants, anyone that's involved in the services of the property, you have to realize that it's not just a transaction. This is a relationship. And so with our tenants, we're trying to go an extra mile. We actually have found a nonprofit that we're considering partnering with right now, that they'll actually send a pastor from the church into your community to build relationships with your tenants and try to strengthen it. And what they found is that there's a higher retention of tenants long term. And so it just has me thinking, after our friend got done talking up on stage about marketing and business in general for 2024 and beyond, it's not a transaction, it's a relationship. We're going to do everything that we can to retain our tenants long term through relationships.
Well, I mean, you guys know us. We are all about building relationships, providing value, because this is not just about money for us. We want to set you guys financially free. We want to help empower the world, and we want to take great care of our tenants. We treat our tenants really, really well, and we want to be known for that. So I think that's awesome. I think it's a huge takeaway, and it brings more people to God, which is pretty awesome. I'm going to throw out one more that's kind of on the coattails of that, and this just has to do with raising capital. If you guys are listening to this and you've ever brought in investors into your deals, we're talking about this year is going to be the year of more direct relationships. And although we all are time crunched, right? We all have limited amount of hours in our day. This year, raising capital, especially through investors, is going to be through that one-on-one relationship. And it's not about the deal anymore, it's about personal trust. So how do you gain trust? Through personal relationship, through sitting down and taking somebody out for coffee, through having some dinners, and through spending time with people and sharing your stories. It's not going to be about having the best deal. Everybody, when they get started in this, thinks that it is about having the number one deal. Well, the deal matters, and it's got to be a decent deal. What people are really investing in is you. They're investing in your relationship. They know, like, and trust you. And right now, the time is such, like, we're out of COVID. We're going into a recession. People want to know what's going on with you. That's one of the reasons that we're sharing our journey with you. We're out, we're actively learning. Nate and I spend, I don't know, probably at least 1 week out of every quarter on the road at events, learning at live events. We also consume content all the time to pass that on to you guys and to make our deals better and to make sure that we are operating at the best level possible. All right, that's 4. What do you got for your bonus, Nate?
Consistency. You guys know us. We show up every single week here, and if you follow us online, we show up almost daily in some of the other social channels and whatnot. But consistency. When tenants are choosing a place that they're going to park their money again, they're looking for someone that they know is going to be there. And I don't want a fly-by-night kind of person or an operation that doesn't answer the phone. They want people that are going to show up all the time consistently. So things like staffing our property management office. We don't do the, hey, come back later kind of sign on our property manager's door. Like, we're there, we're present, we're in our buildings all the time. Our tenants know they can count on us. When they call us for maintenance, we show up with consistency to deliver that end of the deal on our side. So consistency. Consistency,
not just, well, I mean, we show up, we have our property managers show up, but we also show up. Like, consistency across the board, that is the whole thing. All right, guys, that's the top 5 takeaways that we've gotten so far from this event. If you like this kind of content, let us know. If there's anything we can do for you, reach out. If you would like to hear more about one of the deals that we have, our deals are structured from the ground up to help you in your passive investments reach financial freedom and be great stewards of what God has given you. All right, anything before we jump out of here, Nate?
No, thank you guys. We appreciate you. God
bless. All right,
bless.
guys,
Bye.
See you later.